All right, everybody, welcome back. Good afternoon. Hope you guys caught the stream with the Hawks Nest just now. If you didn't, check out the VOD. We talk a little bit about the Niners game. We talked a little bit about the Steelers game coming up here. So check that out if you have the time. And we're doing another routing guide. You guys know how this works, and I know that some people might have there might be a little bit of an inclination to say, who cares about the routing guide? The Seahawks need to win some games before we can even start to care about this. And you're right, but people tend to like this series, so I'm just going to keep doing it. And if at a certain point things get so bad that our rooting interests kind of flip, then we'll talk about it, and so be it. Please give the thumbs up button to this video, subscribe if you're new, click the bell for notifications, become a channel member for $2 a month. Those are the best ways to support the channel. Had a video go live on Bleacher Report earlier today as well. Please go check that out over on my Bleacher Report page. Okay, let's get to it, starting with the game that starts in a couple of hours here. We have the Commanders playing the Packers on Prime Video, Thursday Night Football. Two teams that I think are expected to be quite good this year. The difference is, I think there's a sense that the Packers are probably going to win their division, and it's more likely that Washington's going to be a wild card team. So I think we want the Commanders to lose. I think it's tough. This is never going to be an exact science, but I do think we want the Commanders to lose because they're the team that is more likely to be involved in the wild card chase, based on the information we have right now. Okay, so that's Thursday. Now we jump forward to Sunday. Not going to talk about the Seahawks game because we all know what we want there. Jaguars, Bengals. Not really much here. I don't really have much for you. Both teams are 1-0. Both teams are unlikely to be sellers at the deadline, I think. I guess anything's possible. I guess the Jaguars are slightly more likely, but who knows if we even care about that. Maybe we don't. So I'm going to say complete indifference on this one. Next 10 a.m. game, we got Giants, Cowboys. I feel like the Cowboys are a bigger threat, but if they lose this game against the Giants, I may not feel that way. They're playing at home. I don't know. I guess I'd rather the Giants win because you can't tell me that Giants team is going to do anything this year. And if they could fluke a win against the Cowboys, who I do think are going to be relatively competitive this year, then I think that's better. But if the Cowboys lose this game, I might abandon my take on the Cowboys being decent. Bears, Lions. I'm wondering about this. I'm wondering about the Lions right now. That was a pretty lame duck effort against the Packers last week, and we know what they've lost. Like, it would not be the most shocking thing in the world if they took a big step back this year. I still think they're probably more of a threat to be a playoff team this year than the Bears. So I'm gonna say we want the Bears to win, but it's another one of those things where, like, if the Lions lose this game to the Bears at home, then maybe that's not the case. That's why this is tricky this early in the season. Rams, Titans. This one's pretty simple. I don't feel the need to spell it out. I think you guys can figure this one out. I'm not expecting much, but if the Titans want to help us out with a big upset, then that would certainly make our week go a lot better. Before we go any further, I want to tell you a little bit about my friends over at Sleeper. If you're not using the Sleeper app for daily fantasy football this year, you are missing out. Let's get some picks in for the week. Take a look over on the left side of your screen. Look at all this great stuff you can do over on Sleeper right now. My picks go as such. I got Jalen Hurts going over 41.5 rushing yards. I don't think Philly really trusts their passing attack right now. I think that Jalen Hurts is going to scramble a lot. I think there are going to be a lot of designed runs for him. I got JSN going over 65.5 receiving yards. Our boy. Who else are we really going to throw to right now? Clearly, we don't trust anybody else that much. And I have Travis Etienne going over 55.5 rushing yards on the Bengals. He's feeling it right now. Remember, the Sleeper app, use the promo code SBN to get a $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states. check out the Sleeper app today. Patriots versus Dolphins. I don't have a lot here. I don't think there's much to say. We don't play the Dolphins. We don't play the Patriots. I think this is just one of those games where you just sit and watch. Niners Saints. Niners Saints. Another pretty easy one, I think. Niners Saints. We're talking about very banged up Niners team, by the way. Apparently Purdy is unlikely to play. Kittle not going to play. They've got problems. But it's the Saints. Probably not enough problems to actually lose. But if it was, that would help things out a little bit. Remember, that Niners schedule is extremely soft. If they can win their first few games, they could get on a roll here and put up some obscene win-loss record without even being a stellar team. They could win 14, 15 games without being like some great team. They really could. The schedule is that weak. Their schedule's weaker than ours, and ours is pretty weak as well. Bills versus Jets. Another one where I can't really think of too much to say. I can't think of a good angle here. We don't play either team. Yeah, I root for whoever you want to root for there. Bills, Jets, whatever. Browns versus the Ravens. I think that's going to be the same. I don't really have too much here. Browns, Ravens, root for whoever you want to root for. AFC on AFC violence is rarely that compelling for the Seahawks. So Broncos, Colts, kind of the same thing, right? Again, maybe you want the Colts to lose, so it's more likely they're sellers at the deadline. And I still think that Colts team should be pretty bad this year, regardless of what happened last week. But again, if they play well again this week, maybe not. So we'll have to reconsider after we see how they do. But the Broncos are certainly not going to be sellers. That seems very unrealistic. So I guess there's that. Okay, Panthers, Cardinals. This is another pretty simple one. I don't think we need to describe exactly why we need the Cardinals to lose. We do not need this division racing out to a big lead over us. And you look at this schedule, you look at this week of games, it is very, very reasonable to say that the Seahawks are going to be 2 games behind every other team in the division at the end of this week. So if the Panthers want to help us out, that would be great. I'd really appreciate that. And I don't think the Panthers are a threat this year. So if they want to kind of get a fluky win early in the season, then that's great too. Even independent of the Cardinal thing. Eagles, Chiefs. Eagles, Chiefs. May as well, right? You may as well hope the AFC holds serve here. You may as well hope that the AFC beats the NFC. I don't think we're on the Eagles level. I don't see any scenario where we're competing with them for a playoff seeding, but as long as we're here, we may as well hope for it, right? Falcons, Vikings. I forgot this last week, and a few people in the comments pointed this out to me. We're rooting for the Falcons almost every week this week because of the pick. I had forgotten about that. So, yeah, even if it weren't for the fact that the Vikings won and the Falcons lost week 1, we'd be rooting for the Falcons. But that just makes it a little bit extra. So, yeah, we want the Falcons to win a lot this year. And then we got the doubleheader on Monday, Buccaneers versus Texans, AFC on NFC. We know what we want. We know what we need. If Houston could find a way to take care of business, sure would appreciate it. Chargers versus Raiders, however, AFC on AFC. That's just going to be one of those, figure out what your personal preference is and run with it, I guess. All right, that's it for the rooting guide this week. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you guys think I missed a consideration. See you guys soon. Go Hawks. One more video coming later today. Keep an eye out for it, and see you soon.